Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of All Snake No Lake. I'm your host, Arthur Machado for WSUM, and I'm so excited to be here with all members of Hey, I Love You.
Hello!
Hey, can you all introduce yourselves, say what you do for the
let's start with
band?
Steven.
I'm Steven. I play bass in Hey, I Love You.
I'm Caleb. I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Trevin, and I play guitar.
And I'm Connor, and I play drums.
I'm Sky, and I play keyboard.
And what is Hey, I Love You?
Who knows, man?
That's
Hey, I Love You is a band that plays weird emo music for weird emos.
That's me. I'm the target audience.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And I'm so excited you guys will be playing a concert this Saturday as of the recording. So fingers crossed. Hopefully I can meet you all there. Very exciting.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Let's start with a very cliche question, which I'm sure y'all get a lot, which is how'd y'all meet and how'd the band start?
Okay. I guess let's start with how we all met. We kind of all met in very different ways. Let's start with Connor and Trevor. You guys met first.
Oh,
Yeah, so Connor and I met in middle school. I guess we were the first people of the group to meet.
Yeah.
So we met in middle school and started a band together that's still going on, that Caleb is also a part of. But yeah, I think just through school.
Yeah, we were in jazz swing
Is how
band. And
most of us met. Yeah.
you were playing your little tuba.
Yeah.
The two of us?
Yeah. No.
were y'all band kids?
Yeah, we're all band kids. Wait, are you?
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Steven's a
I'm a
choir
choir
kid.
and band.
Yeah. But yeah, I met Trevin and Connor because the drummer for that band, which is called Great Joy, by the way, everyone should go listen to it. His name is Ty. I thought he was so cool in middle school. I mean, he is very cool. And I was like, oh my God, I want to be just like Ty. And Ty was like, yo, come to this show. And they were playing at a fair that happens here. And I went to that show and I was like shitting my pants watching them play. Cause like Connor was on there on guitar, like sweep picking, and Trevor was like belting his like lungs out. And I didn't know anyone my age could make music like that. I was like, my mind was blown. And so I basically just like forced my way into a friendship with Connor. Fun story, Connor didn't like me at first.
Yeah, we were all hanging out, and you said, "Hey, can I come over?" And we were like, "All right." But then now we're all best friends.
Yeah, and then
Aw.
Trevor's older brother had to do Mormon stuff, and they just had me play bass for that band. And so that's how I met them.
All
Connor
thanks to the
and Sky.
Mormons.
Yeah, all thanks to the Mormons. Thank you, Mormons.
Woo!
And then Connor and Sky met. How did you guys meet?
Yeah, funny story. She was dating my best friend, and then they broke up, and so that's how I
That was
met.
like my freshman year of high school, though. So
Long
we've been
time
together
ago.
for 4 years.
Yes.
But yeah, high
Yeah.
school.
And then I met Steven just like a year ago. Like he is pretty recent compared to the rest of us, but
Yeah, like this is we're learning together. This is like the first of any of this. But I met him in Walmart.
yeah, we met him.
What? Wait, what's the story?
Our friend Scarlett, we have a mutual friend named Scarlett, and she started a band called the Invertebrats. And
So listen to them too.
yeah, listen to them too. And she was like, Caleb, play guitar. And I was like, okay. And Steven and her were already like doing the project. And so I had never heard of him, but somehow he had heard of me, which is crazy. I think he's like a stalker or something.
Yeah, I've gone to some shows in the area, so I knew him like just on stage, like watching them play, and then all of a sudden I'm like in bands with them. It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's how we met.
Very cute. And you're based on Montana?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
from Billings, Montana.
How's
What's
the
up,
music
guys?
scene there? I do have to wonder.
This is it. This is the.
I
So it's
think
the
we,
best music scene in the
yeah.
US, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Good things and bad things, I think, with any scene.
Yeah.
Emo sings really good here.
There are some in Montana generally. Sometimes it feels like a big collective music scene in the state, right? I think just because the cities aren't super densely populated. And so when I think of like the scene here, I think of bands that live in towns 3 or 4 hours away from us, which there are a lot of, and there are a lot of great bands that live in Montana and make music here. The scene, like specifically in Billings, it kind of comes and goes. So there are stretches where it feels like people are working together as like a scene and cool things are happening, and then there are times where that's not the case. So,
Yeah, it's very off and on. Yeah, it's sometimes it's moving and things are cool, and other times it's very stagnant. I will say, I think that like a lot of us make up more than half of the bands in Billings.
We do have a lot of.
We have
That's
a
really
lot of
funny.
bands together, and we have been in a lot of bands together.
And is there any like particular aspects of the state or like the environment that falls into the "Hey, I love you" music?
I don't know. We just
I don't think so.
we just I don't know. We just have fun on stage. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
To me, I feel, and this is like the thing about the "Hey, I Love You" stuff, excluding the new album that we just got finished recording, and
Congratulations.
finished. Oh,
thank you.
But so the first two EPs are all Caleb, and so I feel like the rest of us on the couch, except for Caleb, probably feel about them the same way that you do, where we were just like huge fans of
Yeah.
what he was doing.
Yeah.
And now we're a part of the live band for that. But to me, I feel like maybe a reason why the aspects of the state that we live in don't bleed into the music is because a lot of the music is so much about like being online and being sort of immersed in like a digital life and not necessarily with your immediate surroundings. But that being said, like I think on the new album, maybe you can confirm this or not, but I feel like there are more aspects of like our hometown and things that have happened here that are part of the songs. So
Yeah, interesting. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. I'm glad.
And I feel like it's a good segue into my next question specifically for Caleb, which is just how did you get started with like digital audio workplaces and just like what aspects of internet culture really inspired your first two EPs? Because I
don't
feel
know.
like there's
I
some
think
very underground references on your music, and like I love it. So I want to hear from you.
I don't know. I just play it. I don't know. I go on the internet a lot, like way too much. Trevin was like, I don't think I've ever met someone who is as extremely online as you are.
well,
That's the exact word you use. And I don't know. It's true though. I literally just wake up and I'm just like, I've been on like the internet from like a very young age. I think like I was introduced to internet stuff when I was like 7 years old. And so I've always been on the internet, and I've just seen a lot of like, a lot of the internet culture kind of change and become more mainstream and stuff.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of Hey, I Love You's first two EPs are just kind of just about like being nostalgic for like the earlier days of the internet. And especially in Internet Breath, there's a lot of references that in the lyrically, there's a lot of references that people would only really get if you were like around
Extremely online.
Yeah, if you were extremely online back in those days. So yeah,
Cool.
And I do have a question for all of you, which is which aspect of like early-ish internet culture do you think should come back? Sure, go down the
Nightcore.
line.
I think Nightcore should come back. It's kind of coming back. I don't know. What do you guys think?
The customizable YouTube pages where they were like all different colors.
Dude, I think 2009 YouTube
Good
should
one.
just come back in general.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
do you
the
guys
good
think?
YouTube. The good YouTube.
These guys are like a bunch of normies. So
You
no,
think?
I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
I don't know. I think part of me wants to see like Newgrounds make a comeback. Because I feel like the time that I spent on Newgrounds was very formative to a lot of the, I don't know, just stuff that you get into. And that really was like, to me at least, as like an elementary school kid, Newgrounds was like the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and you get exposed to a lot of really cool things. Like there's a lot of really cool Flash animation on there.
Yeah.
And Flash games. And then there's a lot of junk too.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's me. And they're still going strong.
Just gonna pitch in an idea here. Don't talk
Yeah,
about
what's
it. Nightcore remix.
Yeah, dude.
Put it on Newgrounds. Flash animation made on MS Paint.
Dude, that's how we should promote the new album. Is just like through Flash animations on Newgrounds.
That would be so good.
That'd be so tight. What do you guys think?
Oh
So,
no,
yeah,
we
so-
can't. Flash isn't a thing anymore.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
another big influence, video games, like of course Nintendo car chiptune, all that kind of stuff. Were you all big gamers growing up? And if so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
any games particularly like stand out and influence you?
I played a lot of like just Nintendo games in general. Earthbound is a huge influence.
That makes so much
Earthbound is my
sense.
favorite. Yeah, I'm glad you think so. Earthbound is my favorite Nintendo game, and then Undertale is a close second. How about you guys?
Well, one thing I do love how like you put like especially in the first EPs and in this new album, there's some of this where there'll be like samples from some video games.
Yeah.
I'll put those noise samples in there.
Yeah, dude. There's a sample in one of the songs on the new album, and it takes like I took a bunch of Street Fighter samples and put it in there, and I was like,
That's so good. I'm
dude, I'm
so
so proud of that. Yeah. What video games did you guys play?
I played a lot of Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
A lot of
Which one is your favorite?
Guitar Hero? Guitar Hero 3 is easily the best.
Dumb.
I would say.
Dumb.
Only correct opinions here on the Zoom call.
Yeah.
That's the album that introduced me to Weezer. That's the album that defined me, like my middle school personality. Like that's the
Yeah.
That's where I learned all those songs.
Trevin has a bunch of like you could walk into his bedroom and he has like 15 Weezer posters like on one.
I guess, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding, that's a lie.
Is it a lie?
It's a total fabrication.
He's wearing Weezer underwear, dude.
Little rivers down there.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as video games go, I think Caleb and I are probably pretty similar, where I also grew up playing a lot of Nintendo games, and I always felt like, and maybe Caleb can relate to this or other people can, but like I feel like I was always like 5 to 10 years behind like the wherever the current generation of consoles were at. So like around the time I still have like a Wii that I use primarily to play GameCube games. And like I got a, what am I even trying to say here? Like, I feel like I got a Wii around the time like the Wii U was coming out.
Yeah.
Or like I was really excited to get like a 3DS when it had been out for like 5 or 6 years. And so I think I also play a lot of games from like the 90s and early 2000s.
Right.
So
I straight only had a Wii for my entire childhood.
Really?
So.
Let's
Dude,
go.
I had a PC from like 1984 or some shit, and it had
What?
like Doom, like the old school stuff.
That's
like
it.
Doom, where you like,
That's badass.
yeah, that's what I grew up on.
And Sky, I know what game is your game, and that's Sims.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Oh,
played
no.
a lot
Oh,
of
no.
Sims.
You still play Sims?
Not much. I download stuff for it. That's about it. Then I get bored.
You recently gone to Stardew Valley though.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley is the game. Like
I know. I
you
love
just
it.
start playing and then you just look at the clock. It's 10 hours later.
I know.
Your life sucks, but your farm is beautiful, and that's what matters.
Right? Yes, love Stardew Valley. Yeah.
Amazing. And growing up, were you also all like big emo kids?
Yes. Yeah.
Do talk about it. I'm so interested.
Not Connor and Sky really. Well, Sky pretty, yeah.
I had a while in middle school where I was pretty emo. But other than that, not really, no.
I was pretty late to the game. I didn't get into like emo stuff until like sophomore year of high school. But I got way into it when I got into it. I got like into emo when like let's see who was big in the emo scene, like Origami Angel were getting up. Well, they weren't big yet, but they were getting there. Yeah.
That's funny.
How about you guys? Trevin's like you
what the heck, dude?
introduced me to a lot of emo stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends. And obviously, it depends on what you mean by emo, right? But,
I'm not a snob. If you say something
yeah,
emo, I'll say
me
yes.
neither. I'm not like a real emo. Only consists of
Actually, only the DC scene.
Fallout Boy.
What's up?
Emo is actually just a DC scene. All this stuff coming from like
Yeah, exactly.
that's just pop punk, guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I think actually my introduction to a lot of bands that most people would call emo was actually through the band Coheed and Cambria, which is like, which is my favorite band personally. I know it doesn't quite fit the music that this band makes, but yeah, because they were like, I found out about bands like at the drive-in through those guys, and then through them, Glassjaw and Drive Like Jehu and bands like that I guess
so many good bands you just named.
Yeah, and I guess those guys all maybe trend more towards like the post-hardcore end of the spectrum than bands like, I don't know, like American football or whatever. But yeah, and I got into that stuff like early on in high school, and then when Caleb and I met and started playing music together, I remember us bonding really quickly over I think bands like Sunny Day Real Estate and Mineral and that sort of that cohort of bands. And I don't know how long like those phases lasted where we were super into those bands, but just for whatever reason, when we connected and when we met and started interacting with each other, we were both going through like a phase of discovering all these emo bands from the 90s and stuff. So
what about you, Steven?
I started the emo thing in like 7th grade, and it definitely like made everything harder for no reason. Yeah, I kind of went the same direction. I think like the post-hardcore stuff. I got into. I found Refused somehow.
Refused fucking rocks, dude.
They're one of my favorite. I just picked up the shit Punk to Come on.
That's such a good album, dude. I fucking love Refused.
Yeah, and there's like shit like Fugazi.
Oh yeah,
Minor
of
Threat.
course.
I started getting like the punk stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so. Dude. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, speaking of emo, fun fact: I think it was sophomore year. We had to do like some kind of argumentative essay or something like that, and we had to present it to the class. And I can still find the Google Doc. I did my essay on real versus fake emo.
Oh my god.
That's, dude, man.
That sounds like the most pretentious thing I've ever heard.
Guys, here's the difference between real versus fake emo. Very embarrassing.
Can you please send me that essay?
Dude, I'll try and find it. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What's fake emo to you, Caleb?
Dude, I am like way out of that phase now, thank God. Trevin, I'm sure you guys remember when like that was a thing. Like but I remember when I was really into that phase, I was like, Sunny Day Real Estate, American football, like, all of these like pop punk indie bands are real emo, and not Fall Out Boy or My Chemical Romance. I'm glad I'm not that way anymore. Sometimes I'll still see people's online like takes about like Panic at the Disco. I'm like, what? But for the most part, I'm out of that phase. For the most part, sometimes I fall back into it, but.
And do you all like embrace the emo genre as a band? Like,
yeah.
We'll just say, "Hey, I love you" is fifth wave emo, and that's it. Or
yeah,
dude, I always hate it when I read an interview, and the band is like, "Everyone's labeling us as this. We're not that at all." It's so annoying.
Weird. Like that's the thing with like all like the early 2000 bands that they're all like, "Man, fuck calling us emo," and then they play into it really hard. And it's like we should become that. We should become a band that's like, man, fuck emo. We're not emo.
To me, I feel like being emo or being labeled as emo is a lot. It's very it's in vogue right now, and it has like I don't know. It has a lot more like critical weight than maybe it used to, right? Because like I don't know, like there are a lot of like critically respected or acclaimed emo bands now, right? Whereas like, I remember when you sent me a screenshot of like the original Pitchfork review of Something to Write Home About by the Get Up Kids. And when that album came out, which is considered to be like a landmark emo album, I think it got like a 2.0 out of 10. So, but I think now it's maybe more like fashionable to be emo.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool emo bands coming out now, which is awesome. I'm glad that we get to be a part of that whole scene.
Yeah, true.
What is it, a sixth wave? Fifth wave?
Fifth wave, yeah. What were you saying, Connor?
It took me a while to get to emo music. And the only reason that I actually got into it was because of you guys.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dude, Connor, like, Connor all throughout high school like was really he had a lot of different like musical phases.
Yes.
That was like, but like none of it was like ever the music that we ever listened to.
No,
So
never.
it really added like a fun little like, you know, fun little influence of the music that we wrote together.
Yeah, that's weird because my favorite band of all time is still Van Halen.
Mhm.
So like very, very older, you know, like Def Leppard's great.
Very
The first
dead.
thing you get from emo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Connor actually put on. What did you play last night? He put on his music and an Algernon Couto song came on. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I was like,
wait a second.
yeah, I was like, there's no way this is your music, Connor.
You're still teaching me.
I'm gonna pitch this
Yeah.
again, but Van Weezer, guys.
Oh, you know, I don't know. I think I think I was too hyped for it before it dropped.
Yeah.
I
Fair.
like this.
Same.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't given it a full listen yet. I remember liking the singles that came out, but then I had heard a lot of good things about OK Human, and I wasn't.
So good.
For whatever reason, it just didn't gel with me, or I wasn't getting what I think I wanted out of it. But that being said, like, I don't know. We probably talked about this. Like, there are some pretty good late career Weezer bangers. Like Red Album.
You're speaking my
I'm
language
kind of a
here.
Red Album.
Oh, yeah.
I like Red Album.
Mustache
Trevor-
Reverse, peak fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trevor, you said something really funny to me about Weezer the other day, where it's like, it's impossible to know. What did you say? You were like, I sent you a Weezer song, and I was like, this is really bad.
What did they cut? What was the recent cover they did? Was
it was Understand Man, yeah. And they did in the middle of the solo, they had the freaking the Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly.
Yeah, and Sherman was like, it's impossible to know. What did you say? Do you remember what you said?
I think I just said it's really hard to know if they are aware of the things that make them good.
Yeah.
Or like, because that really, like, I think there's a version of an Enter Sandman cover that Weezer does where they like inject the Buddy Holly riff. There's a version of that I think could be cool. they sometimes do a really good job of writing that line of like, this is the corniest thing ever, but it can also be really cool. I think in that instance, they kind of blew it.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to tell if they know the aspects of their music that are enjoyable or appealing.
Them not knowing is part of the appeal.
Yeah. I guess you could say the same thing for like any band or artist, right? Because there's no shortage of interviews with bands where people ask them questions about the specifics of their music, and they're like, I don't know, I just do this and this and this.
Yeah.
And you would think that there would be more to it because they've made this like amazing piece of art or whatever. But anyway,
Which is a great segue. What is a traditional songwriting? How do you guys write Hey, I Love You song, especially now that you are together as a band?
Well, we're still
What
trying
is
to
the
figure it
traditional
out,
process?
really.
There hasn't been much experimentation.
Yeah, when we wrote this album that we're coming out with soon, we just like wanted just to get it written and recorded as soon as possible, just because like we had never experienced people having like this many ears on something, and so we were like, we were just really excited about it, honestly.
While the iron's hot.
Yeah. And so we just like kind of like streamlined the writing process, and Connor and I got together and wrote a bunch of songs, and then we just put them on a drive and we're like, guys, learn these songs now, and then like
We wrote our own parts.
Yeah, they wrote all their own parts. But yeah, hopefully like going forward, it's gonna be a lot more like we did a little bit of messing around
Was that last week?
Yeah, like last practice where we just like I had a riff and we like all played off of it, and it was like all really cool. So we'll just have to figure out what goes where.
Really, yeah, because I really like we're moving more towards the like cooperative thing where we just all get together and all throw out our ideas, which is super fun, and it's cool because you get more ideas, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just, it takes like longer to do. And so kind of like when we were trying to do it so fast, it was hard to do that for every song and flesh it out with, you know, like everyone doing it together.
Yeah.
So it's kind of going back and forth, but now we're more writing everything at the same time, in the same place.
Yeah. It's gonna be way cool.
And do you feel like, Caleb, do you feel a lot of contrast between now and like the previous two EPs?
Yeah, Totally. Hopefully I don't know. Hopefully it's not too different to where people are gonna be like, what the hell? This isn't Hey, I Love You. But yeah, it's definitely a lot weirder now. A lot weirder, but it's a lot fuller because, the EPs is just like a guitar that's doubled and, 4 on the floor drums the whole time. The bass is just doing the root notes the whole time. But now it's like actually competent music, now it's got like Trevin like being crazy on guitar. Connor's amazing on drums. Sky writes the most insane key parts I've ever heard. Steven's good on bass.
I play the root notes still.
Yeah. That's my kind of basis right there. I feel like Hey I Love You in general has a pretty active like Twitter fan base, and you guys do amazing social media. And like as someone that's very into the DIY emo Twitter, I want to like ask, what do you think your role is on the current like the fifth wave of emo?
I don't know. I think when people say fifth wave emo, I think people like think of like crazy out there music, like Lobster Fight. Yeah, or like Your Arms Are My Cocoon, where it's like super like there's wild. It's like what even is happening right now? Like crazy cool music like that. And I think that like we are kind of more on like I think that like we are to fifth wave like a band like Mineral or like The Promise Ring was to that wave emo, like we're like kind of like a more poppier version of fifth wave emo, I guess.
We're like holding the reins on it.
Yeah. It's like I feel like we are like the access point. I feel like people would listen to our band and be like, okay, I'm kind of getting a feel for this, and then they would dip their feet into like more avant-garde type stuff.
We're a gateway band.
Yeah, we're a gateway band. Yeah.
How would you all describe your relationship with your fan base and like the emo community as a whole?
Very, very positive. Yeah, hell yeah. I just get a lot of people messaging me all the time. They're like, hey, I love your music. Your music influenced me and helped me do this. And it's just very heartwarming and very good. And I think that like, especially on like DIY Twitter, there's a lot of negativity.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a lot of like negativity.
I know.
Yeah. I'm sure. And it's just like, we just try and not be, carriers of that. It's like, why add to the negativity? We just try to be as positive as possible. Sometimes I'm like, all right, this thing is stupid and I need to talk about it. But like, sometimes most of the time I just try to have fun and, just be, good, wholesome fun. Just allow that to happen.
Good, wholesome fun. That's what music needs right now.
Yeah.
How was the recording process for the new album? Like now that it's done, I do want to ask if there's like any. I like asking this a lot to artists. If there's any influences that we will hear in their music that we would never know unless you guys explicitly told them. So that's the question. Like, are there any weird influences on your upcoming album?
I don't know if you've heard of Ni Cry Talkie, but they're like a Japanese rock band. They're like a Japanese pop rock band. That's like kind of like weirder, and they have a lot of strange melodies and like they have a lot of weird breaks. And this album is very much like Ni Cry Talkie in that it's just like it's like there's like a pop song there, but there's a lot of things that come into play that make it like a little bit weirder and a little bit like so that it wouldn't really fit on like a radio station or something like that.
The structure it's different.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
We're gonna say.
I was just gonna say, but also the recording process is exhausting.
Yeah.
Talked for a while about that.
So it just we did it. I mean, I say it's exhausting, and I didn't even do most of the work. Like I just performed my parts, and the other guys took care of it. But it was pretty intensive. So which it always is. So we tracked everything ourselves. And so it was just a lot of like, okay, we'll start at this time in the day and then go until 1 or 2 in the morning until we get everything right. And so when we have the 5 members that have to do all their individual parts, and then there was a lot of like whistles and bells that needed to be added on top of it. So, but I mean, that being said, which is exhausting in its own right, but it's obviously very rewarding to add another layer to the music and then get to hear approximately how it will sound completed. That's really rewarding.
It is. I can imagine.
It was really crazy because we tracked drums with our friend Phil in Butte.
So that's 3 hours away.
Yeah. He plays in a band called Hibernator, which is really sick. Everyone should check out Hibernator.
Yes.
But so we tracked there, and then we were like, okay, we don't have money to track the rest of it, so let's just track all of it ourselves. And so we try to make it sound like good while still recording everything ourselves. So we had to like take some time like setting up every room that we went into, And like Trevin, when we recorded his guitar, we just we took like 2 hours setting up his garage to make it sound like, good to record. And then
blankets and pillows, man, all over the wall.
Yeah. And so we recorded for like 5 hours and then went to sleep. It was like 5 a.m. And then we woke up at like 9 a.m. and continued recording. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then, it turns out the drum tracks we recorded were fucked up somehow. So then Connor had to go re-record. That was actually like last weekend. He had to drive all the way to Butte again and re-recorded drums.
Yeah, man, he called me Saturday night and he was like, hey, this is the night before Halloween. He was like, hey, so there's a problem. The drums you recorded are not going to work. We have to redo them. But me and Sky are getting married on...
Congratulations.
Thank you. And
in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So very
close.
soon. We're coming to Wisconsin and, like St. Paul, we're going to be there just this upcoming weekend. So I was like, when are we going to do the drums? And he's like, can you come here tomorrow? And so I woke up and I drove all the way over there. I left at 6. I got back and so recording has just been
a journey.
Tiring and things go wrong. We have to go back and fix it.
Yeah.
We've been going since
we recorded for like 5 weeks, which is crazy because the first 2 EPs I recorded in like 3 days.
That's insane.
Yeah.
3 days in the bedroom?
Yeah,
That's
well, I mean,
crazy. Oh my God.
The first one took 3 days. Yeah. And so like this is like a huge change of pace. But I think it was definitely way worth it. And I think that we came up. I mean, I know that like personally, this is like I've never been more proud of anything that I've worked on ever than like this.
Oh,
and
100%.
And I think that like this is just
so nice.
Good. I'm really excited because I think this is just a good approximation of like, who we all are as people and what Hey I Love You is about. So I'm really excited for people to listen to it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I am beyond excited. About like the upcoming live performances, what were like the biggest challenges in adapting the previous like 2 EPs into a live setting? Because though they are very much like DIY, as Caleb said, like very minimalistic. How are you guys improving on that? And just the biggest challenge
honestly, like
in adapting it to a live performance?
It came together really fast, I think.
Yeah,
like it was just like we were just like it's funny too. I never planned on making this like a live thing ever. Like I never planned on adding people to this, but there's a local festival like gets run here a lot, and the guy that runs the local festival, like for some reason, if like you're a Montana artist, you want to play this festival every year. Like this is like something you want to do. And the dude who runs
it's Montana's Warped Tour.
Yeah, basically it's a Montana Warped Tour. Yeah.
Next year I know what I'm gonna do.
And I wasn't planning on signing up for that because no one in Billings really knew of Hey I Love You, I think at that point. And the guy who was running it was like, hey I Love You submitted to this, right? And I was like, well, probably means I should submit Hey I Love You to that. So I just posted on my Snapchat story. I was like, hey, does someone want to play in this band with me? And then Connor messaged me and he was like, yeah, dude. And Connor and I have been playing music. Connor and Trevin and I have been playing music for like what, 7?
However many.
Yeah, a long time.
6 or 7.
Yeah, a long time. Connor, I knew Connor was a great drummer because I've had bands where he is the drummer and I've had bands where he's the guitarist. So I know he's a great musician. So I just came over and he was like, yeah, I think this part is this. And I think this part is this. And I was like, crazy. And it just kind of, we're like, let's add more members. And we added more and more members. And it just all kind of worked out, it was really awesome.
Yeah, there's actually one that's not here.
There's actually 2 that's not here, really.
Oh,
but the next one is it's Hey I Love You is like a 7
so
member
mysterious.
Band. It's
Continually growing.
Yeah.
Always happy to welcome people to the family.
Yeah, I think honestly with a product like this, it's just like the more the merrier,
Hey, man, we need the dancing guy.
Yeah.
I volunteer.
Totally. Yeah, let's go.
Going to Montana right now.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. All these guys are super crazy talented, and like a lot of these parts, like the electronic parts, like the drums in the first EP were completely programmed, and I was like, no one's gonna be able to play this, and then I jammed with Connor. He was
Connor played it.
Yeah, Connor played it, and I was like, what the fuck? And then Sky plays the piano parts even better than I ever could have. She added a bunch of like most of the parts are just like simple like lead parts, and she added like a bass part, and like she's like there's a bunch of songs, I don't know, there's a bunch of songs where she's like doing this kind of thing, and Trevin, like there's a lot of room for guitars and stuff, and so Trevin added a lot of like really cool guitar licks, and then Steven is just like added a lot of like beef, I think, to the songs.
I play the root notes.
Dude, no.
Mad respect.
Oh yeah.
You're selling yourself a little bit short. Nah, Steven's a silly man.
Yeah. I will say about the it was interesting with this process because, like, as Caleb said, he never planned on like actually performing these songs.
Yeah.
Like initially, and then when we decided to, we were like, well, how do we take songs that were like just made, you know, just for the song, the recording? How do we like make this a live thing? And so, like, adapting it to an actual thing. There are some things. Like, there's a couple of songs on those EPs where the kick drum plays so fast. I don't think it's humanly possible. And I was like, how am I going to do that?
Gotta
You know,
get a
but
double
we-
pedal.
Oh, yeah.
I think it goes even faster than that sometimes.
It's ridiculous. I didn't need like 4 legs, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, it was fun to just kind of like put everything together. And like when we actually heard it as a group, like we just couldn't stop smiling. We were like, this sounds so good.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm so
this band
excited.
sounds like a band.
Yeah, it was crazy because they had played together for, I don't know, like a couple of weeks before I actually could show up to a practice.
Mhm.
And I remember coming in, I heard them playing from outside and I plugged in and like we just did it.
Yeah,
I
it,
never
like
had
the
that
first
happen
Halo practice just like went and it almost sounded show ready. You know,
Yeah,
it was
it
crazy.
I was so excited.
Yeah, I will always prefer writing music together, but there was really something special about just learning these songs that were recorded on a phone on GarageBand and hearing it come to life kind of in the way that it did. Like when Trevin plugged in his guitar, when Steven plugged in his bass, when Sky plugged in her keyboard, it just like, it worked and it was like mind-blowing to hear music that I had written be played by such talented musicians. It was absolutely insane.
Y'all are so nice. Oh my god.
That's what Halo is about.
That's true. Off the charts.
Have you guys thought of any like rituals that you want to do before your shows, like your live shows? Any practices? Any?
Gotta perform the sacrifice.
We all get in a car and we search in the street for like someone walking alone, and then we all get out of the car and beat the shit out of them.
So Wisconsin, watch out.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We've only played like 3 shows. Yeah, so we're still kind of developing it. The first show we played, we all were just freaking the fuck out because like we've been playing music. That was at the warehouse.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
A warehouse.
The warehouse.
Yeah, the warehouse. It's kind of sick. But we we've been playing music for a long time, and Sky has been playing like piano for like
she was 4.
yeah, and like in front of people. But like for some reason, like this, COVID happened, so none of us had played a concert. This was like our first concert back, and it was the first concert of Hey Loey, so we were all just like, holy fuck. We were all freaking the fuck out. We were like, we have to go on a walk. I was sure I was about to pass out.
I know, man. I was going on laps.
Yeah, we had to walk and stuff.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
get
no.
rid of those butterflies after you play for a while, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it had been so long that when we came back, it felt like the very first time.
Yeah. Trevin's the kind of guy to where like, I don't know, if he's like having like some kind of like emotional like issue, you don't really notice it in the moment, but it was bad because Trevin was like, I'm freaking out.
I was verbally saying, I am nervous.
That's how you know.
That was my first show.
That was Steve's first show like
Yeah.
ever.
Ever?
Excited.
Yeah.
That was my first show
Like-
in like a scene like that.
Yeah.
Not just like at a piano recital or like a concert choir
Yeah,
or
which
something
is
like that.
what's way different.
Yeah.
Was there moshing?
Oh,
Yeah.
Lots of moshing.
We don't allow no moshing.
We had a wall of death.
Moshing
Strictly.
required.
Yeah, we've had a wall of death at all of our shows now.
Oh my
We're
god.
hoping to bring it to St. Paul in Minnesota. No, St. Paul in Wisconsin.
I am
Hopefully.
so excited. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Going back to earlier, just when we were talking about like Billings and the music scene, I do think that like the moshing that's happening and the dancing is like kind of a good indication of where the music scene is at now. Because like Caleb has said, Caleb and I and Connor have been playing here for like 6 or 7 years. And throughout those 6 or 7 years, probably for 5 to 6 of them, there was no moshing ever at any
Wait, this is
Oh.
like
Oh.
a new.
and there
new
was
thing?
no
Relatively, yeah.
yeah. So they're just I think right now people, and maybe like the fact that there were no shows for a year and a half has something to do with it.
It's like
But
a
it does seem like
built-
people
built
are
up.
Yeah.
it does seem like people are more excited than they have been to see live music here. So
Which is
Which is
great.
great.
I was afraid we'd play a show and no one would know what to do.
Yeah.
We'd just all stand there and we'd stare at them and they'd stare at us.
Yeah.
But No, everyone dances and has a great time.
Honestly, like with Hey I Love You, like we almost put more effort into our stage presence than we do the music at times. Like we work on the music really hard. But like I'm the kind of guy to where like if I go see a show, I would much rather them, feed the audience energy, like give the audience energy more than play their instruments well. You know what I mean? Like if they play their instruments good, then fuck yeah, I'll be there for it. But when I go to a show, I want to have like a good ass time and I want to dance. And have
we also have like around here, we have like a crack team of like
hype men.
That just like get the crowd going for us.
Yeah.
It's the same people.
Yeah.
They really are good at it.
Yeah.
We don't ask them to; they just do it.
But we try our best too to be those hype people, but sometimes we just need a little extra boost.
So Wisconsin have this as a warning.
Yeah.
Everyone better hype y'all up. We're getting closer to the end. I have a couple of more fun questions for you all. First thing, I remember seeing on Twitter a couple of weeks ago the Never Meant Hey I Love You version. Is that gonna be published or performed live? Because the word
was that your was that the if 100 Gex wrote Never?
No, it was very similar. I just made like a really quick, like very fast, like lo-fi cover of Never Meant with a bunch of synths in it. And like if people want it, like hell yeah, I don't see why not. It might be fun to put out a little cover. We're a very huge cover band. Not cover band, but we only play covers. We're like way into covers. Like we play a cover at every show. The cover we're playing at Wisconsin is gonna be fucking nuts, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, don't tell them.
No, I won't tell them. It's a surprise.
Any hints?
I think you guys are gonna love it. Any hints? It's an early 2000 emo band.
Perfect.
That really just but yeah. And yeah, so if people want it, then fuck yeah, we'll do it.
People do want it. I want it.
We'll do it just for you.
Thank
you. You guys describe yourselves as wannabe competitive Smash Bros players. What are the mains? I gotta know.
So I think I play Smash Bros the most out of.
Yes.
So I have three mains. I have King Dedede, I have Ness, and I'm working on Jigglypuff right now.
That's my main. Mad respect.
Really? Puff? Yeah, let's fucking go.
H-Box, you gotta love it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the one that also plays Smash of the five of us. But in Ultimate, I main Donkey Kong, and then in Melee, I main Mario.
Yeah, Trevor's more of a Melee guy.
So I'm quite a bit more into competitive Melee. I've been I'm not an actual competitor, but I would describe myself as like an intense spectator. I have followed the Melee scene for like the past 3 to 4 years. I'm really into that, but I think just because it's more accessible right now, I play a lot of Ultimate. So,
what you guys?
My main is Rob.
Let's go.
Side B all the way.
Oh yeah.
See, I like Ike.
He like Ike.
No, Ike is great.
Do you remember what I don't? I'm like probably the not the Smash player. I don't know. We went to. It was a house you were sitting. We played Smash there.
Oh yeah, who did you?
That was like the second time I played Smash.
Did you win?
No. Oh no.
It was over. You know that everyone's except for Trevin.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah,
either one of you two.
Yeah.
All of us are out.
I don't do anything except for play Smash Bros every day. I just wake up and I'm like Smash Bros, and then I go to sleep.
I haven't found my main yet. I'm working on my.
He's in a cocoon right now. He's in a Smash Bros cocoon.
I'm gonna have to bring a Switch and some GameCube controllers to the Madison.
I was thinking about dude. Hell yeah.
I'll talk to Jack. I ask this to everyone that I interview just because I think it's very cute finding out. What is your musical guilty pleasure? Because I had a show that was just like cringe music, quote unquote, because cringe doesn't exist. And so like
let's start with Steve.
That's a personal question.
Yeah.
There's no judgment here. Like we just want to know what you sing in the shower, and that's it.
I'll start if you want me to.
Yeah.
It's like I'll hear yours first because I don't want to take.
We'll go this way.
Okay. So my guilty pleasure, like music, is definitely like band music. Like Alice Brass. I listen to that stuff. Like all the trumpets. I love it.
And you love Broadway.
And Broadway. All the Broadway, of course. That's not a guilty. That's just me.
That's just-
Any favorite musicals?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Go into it. I'm here for this.
Hamilton, Ragtime, Les Mis, man, so many. I love all of them.
All right. What's your guilty pleasure, Connor?
Oh geez. Well, I love Jack Johnson, the guy, the Curious George.
Oh yeah.
That's how. Yes, he's great, and also I do like Ed Sheeran.
Yes, dude.
do
Connor
like
was
Ed
the biggest Ed Sheeran phase. It was
I did.
crazy.
So Van Halen and Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
I don't think he has guilt about the Van Halen one though.
Oh,
It's
definitely
just
not.
sick.
Love you, Trevin.
Pierce the Veil for
Oh.
me.
I love them.
Good
Yeah.
one.
I feel like most of the music, maybe just because I'm like a crazy person and I want people to think I'm smarter than I am, I can construct like an intellectual defense of the bands that I listen to. But there is some Pierce the Veil on my phone that I can't defend. I do listen to every now and then. So
I honestly I've been getting way into like the scene core type of bands. Like when I first met Connor and Trevin, I remember I would wear my Attack t-shirt.
That was the first thought in my head. Attack.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Attack, and I also love I Set My Friends on Fire. That Soulja Boy cover goes fucking hard. Yeah, so those are my guilty. I know I can come up with more, but I'm also way into musicals too, like Sky. We've been in a couple musicals together.
Yeah.
Fun fact: we were gonna be in Shrek the musical together.
Yeah.
I was gonna be Donkey. And
Nice.
I was like 3 different people.
yeah, she was gonna be. Yeah, it was crazy.
But that ended up being canceled because COVID. So.
Fuck yeah! No, I was kidding. What about you, Steven? You're like prejudice.
Actually, maybe lately Doja Cat.
Die! Fucking
Nice.
love Doja Cat, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I bought a shirt, a Doja Cat shirt, and I wore it, and I was like, I'm never gonna wear that in public.
You should. You absolutely should.
You should wear it to the show, dude.
Do it.
Yeah.
I think officially it's Linkin Park.
Oh, Linkin Park!
Everyone in the band loves Linkin Park except for me.
Okay.
What?
Linkin Park is good.
Yes, they are.
good.
Linkin Park is good.
Hurt. Have you ever listened to Hurt before?
To Hurt?
Is a new metal band that was like around.
No.
And like I'm not really that big of a new metal guy, but Hurt, I fucking love Hurt as such a good. That is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Well, the first step to solving a problem is admitting that.
Yeah, true.
And at least now we
Oh.
have a new metal problem.
Yeah. Also Slipknot too.
If not, that's that's a worthy guilty pleasure.
I feel like that can be a guilty pleasure depending on what circles you're in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I do
Yeah.
have to say this. I'm gonna host a show at 1 a.m. today here at the radio. I'm starting it off with Things That Rhyme with Orange by I Set My
Let's
Friends on
fucking
Fire.
go, dude. That song kicks ass.
So yeah,
I really want to cover that song. And Hey, I love you.
that'd be so good.
I think
But,
that'd be fucking awesome.
yeah, as we're approaching the end of the interview, do you all have any last messages for your fans? Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to say?
Come to Wisconsin. Come to Madison, Wisconsin. We're playing. Is this coming out before our Wisconsin show?
I'll try my best to edit this
Okay,
as
if it
quickly as I
doesn't, then
can.
no worries. But if it
doesn't, then
does,
shame
come to our
on you.
Wisconsin show. Come to our St. Paul show. It's coming. That has the day before. Check out Lonely Ghost Records. That's the label we're signed to.
I just love these guys.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. Listen to what are some bands you guys want to shout out?
Check out everyone that we name dropped. Here.
Yeah.
All the 32.
Maybe research the bands that we name dropped because I know we've named out a few that might have been canceled. I don't remember. I think Pierce the Veil is canceled now.
Oh, are they?
I think so.
no.
Wow.
Yeah, it's something that we don't really need to go on to here, but
When I say Pierce the Veil, you can just edit in like dial-up internet sound.
no, but
Um,
shout out, thank you, I'm sorry. Shout out Worst Party Ever.
Yes.
Me Too, thanks. I'm just gonna name a bunch of bands in DIY. Glass Beach, Home Is Where.
You're just naming my like less FM top scrubbles. of the year.
I'm trying to Marrier, Knew You,
Rookie card.
Rookie Card, I guess, if you want to. I don't know. Sticky Card, Stooky Fard. Check out Great Joy. Great Joy is Trevin's baby that we are all in. Not all of us, but
Very
most
nice.
of us.
Us three.
And
Us three,
invertebrates. Check out invertebrates.
Yeah, check out Invertebrates too.
And everyone check out Hey I
Thank you.
Love You.
Yeah, thanks a bunch for if you listen to the band and you like the band, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for supporting
We
us.
appreciate it.
We love you all. Thank you so much for having us on, Arthur. This has been fucking
Yeah, and
amazing.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
for-
I'm genuinely a huge fan of the band. I was so excited when they responded to my silly little DM asking for the interview.
Yeah,
It means
we
a
love
lot.
interviews, and this is I've done like a couple interviews, and this is by far the most fun one that I've done so far.
Thank
Don't
you.
tell the folks at Good Noise Podcast that I said that, but yeah, this has been an amazing interview,
that,
and
Good
like
Noise.
if you're down to be on the radio like anytime soon, just let us know.
Yeah, I'm so excited to meet you all next week, and thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, listeners or viewers, for listening to another episode of All Snake No Lake. I've been Arthur for WSUM. This is Hey I Love You, and come to our show. Woo!
Goodbye. We love you all.
Thank you.